I'm gonna go over a bunch of sounds that I found just in general like really fun to layer and mess around with, and I try to think of these like basically I always think about it like having 5 or 6 different layers, basically by category. So for example, low pulses, and then mid pulses, and then maybe some higher layers, and all together you get like a nice groove. And in the second part I will go over a bit just the synthesis of it and how to basically a starting point to give you an idea, and so you can start making your own. You should also download the preset pack. This contains basically all of the sounds that you will hear, and you can also check the presets and maybe recreate them or something, and you will end up with your own cool stuff that way as well. So first I like to start with a kick, and in this case it's basically just a delay, and you already get a nice groove. Now I will start to turn up the presets that I made, and you will see that with different delays you get different types of rhythms. The mid pulses really give a better theme to the sound. Some more. Now we could also maybe layer this one again. So I made just a copy. Maybe let's try to pitch it up. Maybe just a little bit of EQ and delay. The more layers you add, as you can see, a better groove you're gonna get. Now here we have a signal. This is basically a Bram. I like to categorize them this way. And it's really soft in this scenario. Let me just solo it out so you can hear it. And at this point, you know, it's like it's a cool groove, and you can pretty much do anything you want with it. In this scenario, I went into a more like in a theme with more more focus on pads and various scenes. But one thing that's also really cool is to use like some guitars or like bass guitars as well. So let's turn up the drone. You may notice a lot of this stuff in like film scenes or TV spots and video games. It's really great for building tension. Now we could add even more, you know, like let's try to add a few more pulses. I'm gonna use the presets that I made for this month. Let's try this one. Something like this. Let's first play it without again. One thing also with these presets, all of them have some sort of macros, so you can change up the sound a bit, you know. Now we could also add like some heavy pulses. Maybe let's try this one. Maybe we could introduce it at the end. I'm just doing this now to show you like maybe how to transition into something where you can go into a more electronic dance music type stuff. Maybe something like this. This is the same bass that I use in the second example, which I will go over now. And this is pretty much the same thing. It's again mostly the same presets. The only difference is that I want to show you here a bit more is again just the theme of it. It's like the vibe is different because I used like brasses and Brahms to make it more associated with maybe drum and bass and stuff. And so in this scenario, if we listen, again, as you can see, it's a pad, and we have the mid and low pulse. Here's the same preset basically that I opened in the previous project. So basically, as you can see, there's like the brasses and stuff are basically resampled from this. And this is just this is also in the pack, and with it, you know, by layering different like processes together, basically what it involves is just pitching it down, stretching it, and a little bit of formant changes, and nothing special really. As you can see, some convolution, and yeah, I will recreate a brass later so you can see it. But yeah, as you can see, there's a ton of different possibilities with this sort of sounds. You can go even like into tracks maybe that are a lot more chill out, and it just depends on what kind of vibe you're going for, you know. I find this super useful for any sort of film stuff, and a lot of maybe composers and artists like that don't really pay attention to how many layers you should maybe use, and a lot of people just think that it's one sound or two, you know, but in the end, as you can see, it's like 5 or 6 different layers just for the pulses. So yeah, in the next part, let's create some of these sounds from the ground up, and hopefully we will get a cool new groove.